Money Radio, discussing the business of making and spending money.
Good warm afternoon to all of you out there in Nigeria and in the diaspora. It is my pleasure to welcome you to this week's edition of Money Radio, and this is the transportation segment of the program on Leadership Podcast. I say it's a warm afternoon because we are broadcasting from Abuja, but for those of you in the diaspora, of course, it is a cold afternoon or cold morning. So sorry, we are enjoying the weather here. So we are discussing an issue today on transportation that is actually taking Nigerians with, I will say, pleasant. It's a pleasant development. Railways are actually being developed. Yes, and it has been since President Buhari, Muhammadu Buhari, assumed office in 2015. It's like he had that at the back of his mind that this is the project I am going to tackle, and he has been on rail development since then. We have a number of them. Now, today we are looking at the cost of constructing these railways and the future benefits. So that is the topic: rail infrastructure, costs and benefits. In the studio to discuss that with me is Ejike, our in-house analyst. I can assure you he's poised to do justice to the topic. Ejike, you're welcome.
Thanks for
Yeah. So we're talking about rail. It would appear like in the past, since the colonial masters left, it's like in the past, the successive Nigerian governments had abandoned railway as part of infrastructure. That seems to be having a reversal right now with President Buhari taking on a number of rail projects. And we want to look at the costs and the benefits. First of all, let's itemize these rail projects, and then we look at the costs, and then we look at the future benefits of the rail projects President Buhari has embarked upon. Take, for example, Lagos Ibadan Railway. Let's look at the cost and the benefits.
I think the most recent of the projects, we had about $1.5 billion for the Lagos Ibadan project, first phase. Along the line, I think the government noticed that when you construct a rail from Ibadan to Lagos, and you did not think about carrying containers from Lagos, it means the rail may not have been fully utilized.
Yeah.
That is why they now extended it to the ports. It was not part of the original project, but they extended it. So I think the cost went to about $2.1 billion.
Billion.
Yes.
All right.
Initial cost was 1.5 for the Lagos Ibadan.
Yes.
But the extension about 8 kilometers plus. I think the final cost was about $2.1 billion, depending on what they tell us anyway. But this was what was in the public.
And that would include bringing down some structures along the way, because Lagos is a crowded place. So
Yes.
that will include bringing down some structures and compensating, compensating the owners of those
The rail
structures.
project involves a lot of breaking, rearranging
Yes.
things. So when you have, especially that Lagos Ibadan line, you have a lot of pipelines. So they had to move some, they had to cast a kind of flyover.
As a way of protecting.
Yes, to
Okay.
make sure that. So this costs a lot of money. That is why when you look at Lagos Ibadan, you compare it to another place that don't have the same problems,
Yeah,
you see that the cost may not be the same.
I get
Because
you.
you consider the compensation, you consider the moving of this, you consider the bridges you have to construct and everything. So Lagos Ibadan is about $2.1 billion.
For 1 billion. Not too bad, actually.
Of course, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
No, these are money.
By the way, we're talking about the federal government of Nigeria here.
Of course. These are
Now-
money that we get easily before.
Yes.
Not that they are saying no money, no money.
Yeah.
It cannot be a problem.
And the price of oil has actually gone to, as of yesterday, it was $88 per barrel. And that means there's more, except for the issue of the fuel subsidy.
Money Radio, discussing the business of making and spending money.
Good warm afternoon from the city of Abuja. It is my pleasure to welcome you to another edition of Money Radio. This is the transportation segment of the program, and we are broadcasting from the studio of Leadership Podcast. My name is Case Hammond. In the studio here with me is AGK. You're welcome.
Yes.
We are discussing about rail projects in Nigeria. Over the past we are going to the 7th year now since President Buhari assumed office. He made rail construction, he put rail construction on the front burner. And we are seeing that rail projects are being torn out from time to time in this administration. So we want to look at the costs and the future benefits of rail projects today. And as I said, the studio is AGK. He's poised to do justice to this topic. So, AGK, we're looking at the cost and benefits of rail projects. President Buhari has invested much and still investing. We'll talk about what has been on ground, and we're looking at the future also of the future rail projects and what they are likely to bring. So, having said that, We want to look at the cost of, say, Warri Itape rail station before we will talk about the likely benefits. So, what is the cost of Warri Itape rail station?
You see, worry is that there is a peculiar case. Unlike the other projects that were started by, or they were particularly completed or started by the Buhari administration. Worry is that for about, it was abandoned for about 36 years.
36 years.
Yes. Immediately after independence, the military started, before you know, they abandoned it for 36 years. And the project was almost completed.
Oh, yeah, that was what was supposed to link Ajaokuta steel plant to.
The aim of that project was to move cargoes, to move items.
Okay,
It was not a passenger project.
okay,
It was built particularly to move items, or the Ajaokuta steel, then the oil and everything from the Niger Delta down to Abuja.
yeah,
But along the line, the project had an issue and it was abandoned. Now, when Jonathan came in, it was actually Jonathan that started it. He gave us a contract for that, and before you know, the couldn't execute it. Then the Buhari administration came in, and they gave us a contract for about $200 million then for the completion.
Yeah.
It had already been started.
yeah,
For the completion and rehabilitation, and the places that were already damaged, they had to make sure that everything was okay and upgraded it to a standard pitch, and we started using it. And luckily, they were serious about it, and before you know, they completed it, and it was commissioned and it's working.
it's working.
Now, the second part of that project was when they discovered that you now move from Warri to Dakwe. You not entered Lokoja fully, you not entered Abuja.
Yeah,
So they started thinking about what do we do about Lagos, Lokoja to Abuja.
to make it an optimal service.
Yes. And that's when the contract was actually given for about, I think, $3 billion for that completion, and they extended it to seaports in Warri.
All right.
So these are the two angles. You complete from Lokoja to Abuja, then you extend it to Warri seaports.
Okay.
So that the rail line will be fully utilized. So that when you have a good from there, you can move it and come into Abuja.
So how far is that now?
That's where the problem comes in. That project, that addition couldn't be actualized. In fact, the contract is on, but the people that got the contract, uh, they came in as PPP, over private public partnership.
Yeah.
Along the line, they noticed that I think they got afraid as well. So they had to stop. They did not execute it. They were not looking for the government would sponsor them. And that was not part of the plan. So the Minister of Transport, I remember he was saying it, that he was going to cancel the contract. But the idea was for people to bring in their money, complete it, use it for a while, then hand over to the government.
Yes.
So when the contractors came in, I think they got afraid. I don't know whether they got the funds, I don't know what the problem was, then they had to pull out. So that is why we have Warri only functioning now,
Yes.
with the extension to the seaports and to Abuja. That part is still pending.
Okay. When this project is actualized, Warri to Abuja and to the seaports of Warri, what are the likely benefits?
That is the end of it. That's where the real utilization of the population comes in. Because you now have a situation where you don't need to be moving, the roads will be free.
Yeah.
In fact, the bad roads in Agbo, in Kogi, to get to that Warri, all of them will be a thing of the past. Because when you have the containers at Warri seaport, you move them to the train, they move straight to Abuja. From Abuja, connect to Kaduna Kano or Kaduna Abuja.
We'll come to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll come to that.
Which means you have solved a lot of problems. The economic benefit cannot be overanalyzed in short. There are a lot of advantages. The road will be free.
Ejike, we'll come to that. Let's talk about Lagos Ibadan Rail.
Uh,
Where are we with Lagos Ibadan Rail right now? What has it cost the federal government, and what are the future benefits Let's go to the cost first.
Yeah, the Lagos Ibadan is about $1.5 billion. And additionally, they also had an issue with the seaport. Ports, because of the gridlock and everything, they decided, okay, we'll extend it to the port so that we can have a situation where we move containers from there too. So the extension about 8 kilometers, 8.6 kilometers to there about cost government additional $600 million. So we have about $2.1 billion for that from Lagos. That's from Apapa Port. You know, the original project was from Lagos to Ibadan. Now we're talking about Apapa Port. So that is the situation. Because Ibadan has a lot of issues because of the structures, even in the developed city already.
Yes.
You have to demolish a lot of structures, a lot of bridges. I think about 4 bridges
Went off.
Yes, about 4. I remember Costain. Because I was there when they were demolishing Costain.
Oh, now I understand the purpose of that costing
Yes, they
construction.
had to demolish that one and move it to close by.
Yes.
So about 4 bridges. Some were totally demolished, some were cut off just to make sure that we have that project. So the cost went high, about 2.1 million.
Including the cost of demolishing all of those infrastructure.
And you cannot even say including all the cost, because Lagos government had to pick up some of the cost. Compensation and reallocation of land, all those things. And even you add all these things, the project will be about 3 billion.
Yes.
But you know Lagos government had to come in
Yes.
and help with some of the land issues, and the government compensates for the building. The government, that's the federal government.
The federal government.
And the Lagos government will also come in one or two places. And at the end of the day, we have about 1.6, 1.5 to 1.6 for the Lagos Ibadan. Then the additional one, about 2.1.
Stage is it now?
It's fully completed.
Fully completed.
Yes.
And it's
The only part is that some of the stations may not be fully effective.
we're just talking about stations, not the movement
The
of people.
movement, everything is okay.
Super.
Like
What
the Apapa wing,
Yeah.
which is an addition, is still under construction. It's not fully
okay.
okay now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
So let's talk about the benefits.
Just like the other one. Any rail that links to the port, the benefits are obvious.
Enormous benefits.
Yes, because we have a situation where you save your road. This Lagos Ibadan expressway, every day we talk about it, it has broken down, they are working on it. When you have these things that the containers are not moving through the again, or they are reduced,
Yes.
then it
reduces the pressure on the road.
Pressure on the road.
You know, the soil in the southern part, especially Lagos, is actually softer than
Most part of
in
it.
the north.
So you will not have a situation where you keep moving containers every day from the other port. And the grade lock again is another.
The gridlock. We're talking about lives here because many lives are lost. Criminal activities are actually
Going on there, everything is happening around there. People's shops are being locked because the containers, the trailers will come and load and cover up everywhere.
look. I tell you, educate the Apapa area because of the Apapa gridlock. That area, landlords actually have seen where not just landlords but people who lived in houses in the Apapa area abandoned their houses and moved to different places because you spend much of your time, I'm talking about much of your day. Sometimes people spend up to 2 days, 3 days on that road.
On that road.
If you don't want to leave your vehicle along the road.
So
There was a time there were reports that people stayed on that road so long that they had to sleep there, and some women were raped in their cars. That is costly.
I sincerely hope that before the Buhari administration goes to they finish that project
Yes.
and make sure that we start ferrying containers from that port to Ibadan.
The containers that are not meant for Lagos and its
A lot
environs.
of the containers at that port are not even meant for Lagos.
That is the point.
Because when you have now, they are building a dry port at Ibadan.
Okay.
So the plans are there. The ones that are going to southeast or the ones that are going to south north here, you move them to Ibadan first.
Yes.
Then these trailers come there and pick them and move from them. We solve a lot of problems in Lagos. Lagos is a very overpopulated.
Yes.
We have a problem of overpopulation there. We have so many vehicles. So we cannot. And the green environment is another important thing for this place. The pollution from all those cars. You have a
Yes.
situation where one car is on for 3 days, 2 days, and you keep emitting smoke and everything. It's not even healthy for people of that environment.
Yes.
And when you have a situation where you reduce these things, it can never.
You can overemphasize it.
It's an important project that we need to complete.
And I imagine for the people of Ibadan and its environs also, job opportunities will actually be created in that area because we are having a dry port there that is going to supply north and you know
You need to visit the Ibadan, one of the stations. I think the last one in Ibadan. You need to go there. In a typical village, but because there is a station there, the train ends there.
yes.
They are building a seaport there. Everywhere is opening up. The roads, they've constructed a road directly to that station now. I'm sure people from that village do not expect that. But because of that federal government project that came into that village, they now have a road that links them directly to Ibadan.
Yes, that means that village is no longer a village, and before you know it, the cost of property in that area is going to increase to the benefits of the locals. You know, that's what development does. Let's take a short break, and we'll come back. We want to discuss more about this, and give a holistic approach of the benefits to what we are seeing being constructed today. Please stay with us, viewers.
For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.
Money Radio, discussing the business of making and spending money.
Welcome back, viewers. You are on to the transportation segment of Money Radio on Leadership Podcast. We are discussing the costs and benefits of real projects being embarked on by President Buhari's government. And in the studio with me is AGK, or in-house analyst, who is doing justice to the topic.
Yeah.
So, AGK, before we went, you were talking about some of the benefits. You listed the benefits of Buhari Takwe. You talked about Lagos Ibadan. One thing that crossed my mind as well on this break is the fact that, you know, there is a port in Warri, a seaport in the Warri area. And we talked about this project being extended to the port and then linking Abuja. So that means Lagos may not be the only port when these projects are actually actualized. Lagos may not be the only port of entry to bringing in goods and other items.
Of course, Lagos is not the only port.
But Lagos is the most used port. Yes, the most important port. If you have a Warri port coming on stream and you have a rail link with Warri and then Abuja, you can even link that area to Abuja, and then from Abuja all the way to Kaduna, Kano. Much of the project is done.
See, any way construction across the world have focuses on carrying of goods more. Passengers don't give you money when you
Yes.
You focus on carrying goods, large quantity of goods.
Yes.
That is where the money is, and that is how you can provide it on this. Now, we have imports, we have worry, we have all these things. The federal government has discovered that it is very critical that you have these worry projects inside the ports. That's one of their policies. This is what is and that's one good thing about it. Then the second thing is that they decided that these projects, any of these three projects must also connect the capitals of any state that has.
Yes.
So when you have a situation where you connect to the port and you connect to the capital, it means you are helping in a lot. You can bring in goods from Buhari, for example, for this also.
Yes.
Get to Lokoja, which is the capital of Kogi.
Yes.
Drop it in Lokoja. That means anybody in Lokoja that's not in group by them.
Yes.
Just come and take your goods. And you have a very big dry port there.
In Lokoja.
That should be the plan.
Okay, yeah, okay, that's the okay.
That should be the plan. When
Yeah.
these things, because these projects are for 25 years. The plan is for 25 years to
Okay.
connect Nigeria.
Okay.
And the connection will connect the states.
Yes.
So when you have, at the end of the completion of all these projects, you bring in goods, you're moving. You enter Mina, for example, Niger State.
Yes.
You branch by Mina. You drop the goods for the Niger State.
Yes.
That's the capital. That means you're going to have something like a dry port
Yes.
to connect goods. And you
Bringing in job opportunities also for the
job
locals.
opportunities, saving costs for construction of roads every year.
Yes.
The same road, you do it every year, you budget every year, you pass every year.
And the reduced cost of those goods, because when you bring them by train, the cost of
the
transportation
has reduced.
is reduced.
So there are a lot of advantages to this. Apart from picking people, which we always see now. Now we are already enjoying the fact that trade carries, but that is not the main thing. Very soon, if they focus, even if they stop at something, then another government comes in and moves from here and follow this plan. I'm sure in the short term, Nigeria is going to enjoy the benefits of our system.
Yes, you know that's good news because look, this economy can be opened up, but some of these things have actually served as bottlenecks. Some of these infrastructure deficit have actually served as bottlenecks, and if this is actualized, I am sure these real projects will be able to pay the cost of construction because, of course, these are borrowed funds. They are tied to, yeah, they're tied to the project.
Of course, when you utilize the rate to its full capacity, payment of the loans, and you have a sincere payment of the loans,
and you have the economy will be opened up. The GDP will actually
economy now. That brings me to another wing, which is the northern part.
Yes.
Yes, if you look at that part, you see that we have in Kano we have much development.
Yes. Kano at the time was competing with Lagos for population.
Of course, and you're building a train station in Kano, a system,
and build a dry port there also.
Which means, and you've already, assuming you succeed, this Lagos to Ibadan now, it's actually Lagos to Kano. They've broken it down, Abuja to Kaduna, Lagos to Ibadan. The next one is from that Ibadan to Ilori, then Abuja. Now we are putting Abuja to Kaduna already, then Kaduna to Kano.
Yes.
Which is another. So which means you can just move your goods from Lagos and to any Kano or Kano, depending on where you are. And Kano has the population, Kano has everything, the money, the funds, everything. We have big businesses in Kano. And Kano supplies the whole of the north, including outside Nigeria, Cotonou, Niger, all of them, most of them come to Kano to shop.
You know, this whole issue we're discussing actually gladdens my heart, and I will explain why. When you look at the position or the location of, say, Dangote refinery right now, and that Dangote refinery comes on stream, hopefully in 2022 this year, we're going to have a situation where conveying petroleum products from Dangote refinery, which should actually be sufficient for the entire country and to export. We have petroleum products that are easily conveyed by train. It makes life so much easier.
Of course, I'm sure in the future it's going to be part of it. But we're talking about linking ports now. By the time another government comes in and they have proper planning and everything, they will link it to this refinery. And you are in a situation where you have concrete tax will be reduced.
And that means, yes, that means also that the consumption of fuel will actually be reduced also because we have thousands, tens of thousands of trucks plying our roads every day. You know,
I think the consumption of fuel will definitely reduce the way we are going gradually to that part because everybody is thinking about alternative to fuel.
yeah.
So very soon we are going to have that one as being moved out or being sorted out. That's not a problem. Let's get our own life first. I'm not sure what's our problem.
Basically, you are in this area. You are very knowledgeable of the transportation sector in Nigeria. Talking about rails, how soon can we begin to see actualization? We haven't talked about Lagos Calabar yet. We haven't talked about, okay, you mentioned Ibadan, Ilori, we got that. We haven't talked about, um, yeah, yeah, that would be another day. But we haven't talked about Lagos Calabar. That is another one, which is supposed to cost 11 billion.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, in the actual sense, the whole of the rail line connections and the line plan is supposed to cost $11 billion.
Everything.
Everything now will have our recommended and well. So
Please tell me that figure again.
About
The
33
entire rail project of this country to connect the entire country is
next thing,
supposed to cost 33 billion.
but
That's not
because-
much.
but because of the paucity of funds and the complaint of not of them, they are doing it bit by bit. So this government, I think they've done their own by doing Lagos Ibadan, Abuja, now Kano, and preparing the Warrington. Let's wait and see what the next government will do.
Look, when this country is connected by rail, we'll have interstate connection of rail. It's difficult to imagine or it's difficult to estimate how much it will open up the economy and grow GDP.
Yeah, yeah, I think
I think the 33 billion is infinitesimal compared to the benefits we are looking at here.
yeah, of course.
When we talk about benefits, we're talking about ease of conveyance of goods,
We talk about saving the roads.
saving the roads, which is another thing
We
altogether.
talk about creating more jobs.
Creating jobs,
People on that line.
saving lives and property.
Saving, you cannot quantify it.
It's difficult to
The money is nothing compared to what the importance of the race system.
You know, if considering that it's just 33 billion,
It's not,
it is not a
you have to understand that the more we wait, the more the dollar rate will change.
exactly.
So we don't
Exactly.
know which of the roads.
Yes,
But as of now,
33 billion is not much. 33 billion is not much. Let's hope that. You know, President Buhari has just about 16 months left. Um, President Buhari just has about 16 months in power, but we can hope that any other government that is coming to succeed him will actually follow this line and not make the mistake that successive governments after the colonial masters left made by abandoning real projects. This country would have been far more than where we are today.
yeah, I think it will be difficult to do that. The world is moving
Yeah,
fast.
yeah. Let's hope that things will get better. That's how we call it a day on the transport segment of Morning Radio. In the studio with me has been AGK, or in-house analyst. I've been your host, Case Hanum. AGK, thank you very much for coming today. We say thank you also to our producers and to you who loyally follow us. It is my pleasure to say our greatest thanks go to you. Yes, it goes to you because you are the reason why we are here. So we come again tomorrow with another edition of the program. I encourage you to always keep attuned to Money Radio. And, we always have the best for you. Until then, a message from this studio is go and get your job. Observe social distancing. Stay blessed because COVID-19 is real. Have a nice day.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.